Jimmy's here. What up, Jimmy? How you doing? Oh man, great trip to Florida. I wish I could have, stopped and said hey to some of you guys, but it was down, rest, back. Literally, what was it? 850, so about 1,700, 1,800 miles in 3 days from Thursday, and then I got back home on Sunday, so 4 days technically. All right, so we got a. Oh yeah, I can see myself right through this one. We got a clear jar. Yeah. There's not even any floaties in that jar. It was a clean jar going in. Yeah. And then Sean, how you doing? Sean, I thought about you today. I said, I'm gonna start my taxes today. I have finally got all of my brokerage account information, and I said, oh, I'm gonna start my taxes. That didn't happen. I got a pile of tax documents here, a pile of tax documents there. I I really just want to break. I want some money back. I want some money back. All right, let's see here. Let me go ahead and get the live stream set up. Sean, I said hi to Sean. I said hi to Terry. I said hi to Jimmy. Who else do we have on the live stream? It's like 12 of y'all here. Only 4 thumbs up. That math is not mathing for me. Can someone help me out with that math, please? First, let's turn this back on. Why that's office beyond me. Neil, what up? Sean said you got nothing but time. Uh-huh. Sure I do. Alright. Let's see. I see 10 likes. 10 likes on my side. Sean says, just little old me. Or see me, Neil says, just little old me. Man, oh man. When you smell real moonshine, real corn liquor, it's a thing. It's a vibe. Like, it really is. So, let's... Alright, that was like a pour and a half. I want to remember the end of this live stream. So, and I want to not have the goofball eyes at the end. So let's see. Marcus says, aloha, everyone. Aloha. Mahalo. All right. Have you guys been put on to the Panera Sip Club? The Panera Sip Club? What is it, you ask? Oh, that's when you pay like a couple dollars a month and you can go in to Panera and get, I won't say unlimited drinks, but they have not a list, but they have a couple drinks that you can get for free. One of those drinks that you can get for free is this like supercharged or charged up. There it is. It says charged up lemonade. Panera just charged lemonades. Sorry. Panera has a lemonade. It has mango and it's like a mango uzu something. Oh, there's a lot of corn in there. Ooh. When I say these things have like 300, 350, 400 milligrams of caffeine, charged up. I, last Thursday, woke up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning and drove through the night. Worked half a day, picked up taste tester number 3, drove, well over 24 hours, well, almost 24 hours. I think it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning when I finally decided to kind of Try and take a nap. Yo, let me just tell you, I had one energy drink, one charged up lemonade, and a second energy drink, and I was almost up for 24 hours. I tried to take a nap, couldn't take a nap. Talk about why I was tired, but I couldn't go to sleep. And it's Brewster or Bainbridge, Georgia, which is just north of Florida. That's where I tried to take a nap, and it just was not happening. So then I finally said, all right, you know what? Kind of screw this. Got back on the road. I drove the EV to Florida. So Taste Tester number 3 and I road trip down to the EV to pick up my wife to come bring her back home. And I got to Jacksonville. By Jacksonville, the sun was coming up. I'm like, all right, bet. Let's get going. I went from Jacksonville to Gainesville. Gainesville charged up to, it was like 78% or so. And then drove down to where my mother-in-law lives in Central Florida. And man, when I got there, it was like 9:30, and I was like this. I couldn't go to sleep. When you drive so long, you get so tired that you're tired, but I couldn't go to sleep. Uh, T's Barbecue and Catering. He says, "Evening, everyone. How you doing this evening?" Neil says, "When were you first approached with your first sponsor? What was that sponsorship?" Um, my first sponsorship. Which one was that? Oh, well, I actually, it was it was funny because it was sponsored, but not by the company who sponsored it. I was sponsored by Porter and York by a subscriber. The subscriber basically said, "Hey, I want you to try this butcher and kind of go from there." And they sent me out a box of food, and I tried it out, did a couple videos. I mean, got the kids involved, everything. But I guess they didn't like what they saw. They didn't reach back out. Barbecue with Big Daddy. He said, "What up, Dash? How you doing this evening?" Larry, hold up. What's going on, man? How are you doing? Larry was damn it, what happened with Larry? Was it a stroke, Larry? Larry had a major medical setback. And yeah. He said, "What's up, Dash? Hope all is well. Congrats on your Eagles." Yeah, being first loser. But no. Hojo said, "What's cooking?" Hog said, "Making homemade hamburger on the grill. And that's what's up." Crispy Bacon said, "What's up, brother?" Sorry. Obviously, I didn't drink my energy drinks far enough in advance to help, this. I don't know what it is. When I start talking, um, I yawn. Like, I could be reading a book in the middle of the day to my kids, and I start yawning. Hmm. I don't know what you're talking about, Hog. He said, "Stop that." Uh, for what are you referring to, sir? Um, man. Can I get a shout out to Bumpy? Shout out Bumpy. We are 10 minutes in, not even 10 minutes in, and just like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man?" Alton, he says, "Hey, yo." Hojo said, "You need a couple of vodka Red Bulls to get the engine started, man." Let me tell you. Um, so this right here is more potent and powerful than vodka. And I had I had one of these earlier. This is a monster, but these don't have enough caffeine in them. The And it doesn't say what the caffeine amount is. I'm trying to see if it says it on the can here. This one doesn't. But the cans that I used to get, the like blueberry ones, they did. They spelled out exactly how many. It was like 300 milligrams of caffeine. But no, uh, they They did not. They do not any longer. Big Daddy says, so do we. Oh, well, yeah. Larry says he's on the mend. Well, I'm glad to see that. Not for nothing. Glad you got put down, so now you can, be put on while we watching doing the live stream, man. I missed you. You've been on a long time, you've been riding with me for quite a while, so that's what's up. Jay White, excuse me, Jay White says off the deck. I guess it's off the deck barbecue. Says what's up? Dash is grilling full time. How did business pick up for you? No, I don't do barbecue full time, and I usually don't do random questions during the first hour of the live stream. I don't know if you've seen this before, but I try to stay on topic. It usually does not happen, but I try to stay on topic for the first hour. And tonight's topic is going to be talking about unhappy customers. So for the first 15 minutes or so, kind of welcome everybody in, allow for the stragglers to get in here, and then we start talking about what it is we're going to talk about. And then in the second hour, usually by then I'm, a little more than intoxicated, and we kind of talk about any and every old thing. All right. So do yourself a favor if you haven't already. Get yourself a beverage, some ice in a vessel, and some juice maybe to mix it with, or straight if you like. Come on, enjoy the conversation, be a part, and then we start talking about and asking, I won't say random questions, but all those other questions. But to try to quickly answer your question, no, I don't do grilling full time, and how quick did business pick up for me? So I don't do barbecue full time. I did barbecue part time for 2014. I was kind of developing the everything in 2014, and I ended up getting sick 2014. Actually, I'm sorry, I ended up getting sick 2013, and I was out of work for a while, just like a medical leave, and then that's when I kind of decided I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do this for real, and that's when in 2014, January 1, 2014, I was like, all right, I officially launched a Facebook page, a website, Twitter, and that was it. And it was what it was. All 2014, I did it part time, and then 2015, December 31st, 2014, I got laid off from work, and I said, what better opportunity for me to do my barbecue business full time than now? I got a severance because I had been working with my company for like 11, 12, it was 11 years, and I was getting unemployment at the time, so I was able to stay home with my daughter, who was, taste test number 3, was young at the time, and take her to daycare and work on my barbecue business. I sold food out of the trunk and via Instagram until it got to the point where basically I went back to work in May of 2016. So it was a year and a half almost. I was laid off. And I did barbecue. I was selling food out the trunk of the car, and man, it was a grind. But towards the end of 2015, early 2016, I didn't have to sell food out of the trunk of the car like I used to. People were calling me for food. People were asking me to bring things to them, and I didn't have to do all of those things. So basically, my business grew from 2015, 16, 17, 18. I think 2017, 2018 were my best years. Then 2019, I started to slow down just a little bit because I was getting a little burnt out by barbecue, and I'm still working full time, and I was being a little more selective with the events that I was doing because I was going more for quality over quantity. Obviously 2020 we had a pandemic, 2021 still pandemic was lingering, but things started to pick back up. 2022 still was not normal in 2022. Things were just off, far less events, far less everything, and it impacted me personally, my own being, and it just wasn't the same. And I kind of enjoyed not cooking as much, so I still enjoy not cooking as much, and again being a little more selective with the events and things like that. And or if it's somebody who hits me up and they're like, hey, I need a brisket for tomorrow, I'm like, all right, you know what, I'll cook a brisket for you. But I'm not cooking things to just randomly try to sell. If you don't reach out to me and place the order. I'm going to, like, I have things available, here and there, but I've been more focused on cooking to order and catering. And it's 2023. So basically, I've been at this for almost 10 years. Uh, Hojo said, didn't realize you had the secret juice out already. Yeah, buddy. Alan said, in there craving gumbo tonight. I guess I got plans for what to cook next. Yeah. What up, Delta Sim Pilot? How you doing? It's going good. Jay White said, my bad. No, Jay, that's the thing. It's not a problem. That's why, what do I classify as an unsatisfied customer? Well, since you asked so politely, all right, here we go. Hold on 1 second. All right, so since you asked so politely, Neil, I'll again me with the stories. Quick, quick story. So, early in January, I got a call from a young lady, and she says, "Hey, I found your number, or I was looking for some barbecue, and I found your number. Can you tell me about what it is that you do?" And I said, "Sure. What is it you would like?" And she said, "Oh," I said, "Well, actually, before you even do that," I said, I can tell you. I do ribs, brisket, pulled pork, chicken, lamb, salmon." She said, "Lamb?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I do lamb. My boneless legs of lamb." She said, "In Baltimore?" "Yes, ma'am. I do plenty of boneless legs of lamb." She said, "Ooh." And this was like a Tuesday. And she was like, "Ooh." She said, "We talking about like Sunday dinner lamb?" I said, if you so choose it to be your dinner on Sunday, that's fine. I said, "But you let me know a couple days in advance. I'm cooking for you, and I'll bring you anything that you like." So she said, I could hear her talking to her husband. She said, "What you think about some lamb?" And I said, "Well, unfortunately, I can't do anything on Sunday." I said, "But Saturday, because Sundays are for pewing, all right? Pew pew, pew." So Saturday, I'm like, "All right." I said, "I could do something for you this weekend." She said, "Well, is there any way you could, cook for Friday?" I said, "Oh, sure. I guess early enough in the week, it's not a problem." And I asked her, I said, "What exactly would you like?" She said, "Oh, I want a boneless leg of lamb." Okay, no problem. "All right, here's what the cost is. Here's what delivery is. I can bring it to you, after about 4 o'clock. Is that all right?" She said, "Oh yes, that's fine. That's perfect. Blah blah blah." All right, cool. I, cook the lamb, take the lamb to her house, and when I get to the door, she's got a little yappy, like, I don't even think it's a Chihuahua. It's probably like a Yorkshire, one of them little teeny ankle biting dogs. So I get to the door, and there's like a screen door or a glass pane at the bottom, and a screen at the top, what have you. And I'm getting it the whole time I'm walking up the steps. Right. So I get up to the door, knock on the door. Lady scoops up the dog, and she's like, "Oh man, hey, blah 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 blah." And she's trying to juggle the lamb and the dog. I said, "Here, let me take this lamb for you." I said, "If you like, I could take it inside and place it wherever you like." So her husband's sitting on the couch, and he's like, "Oh man, come on in." Okay. So before I walked in the house, she said, "Oh my God, this smells so good." She's like, "Oh my God, this smells good." So I said, "All right, well," I said, "You know what? Here, let me open up." So I opened up took the foil off the top, and the scent hit her, and she said, "Oh." She said, "Oh, wait till you," she looked at her husband. She said, "Wait till you smell this. Wait till you try." I said, "Well, here, don't be bashful. Go ahead and get a piece." She took a piece out and was dancing with the dog in the doorway. I hadn't even walked in the door yet. So he was like, "Well, bring that over here to me. Let me get some of that." So I bring the tray over, and I'm like, "Here you go." He puts his finger in it, takes a piece. He said, "Oh God, oh." He said, "Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. We gonna like this. We gonna like you." So I said, "Well, let me go ahead and cover it back up, and you guys, have your dinner." I know it's a little early. It was only about 4 o'clock. I said, "Let me go ahead and put it down." So I took it in, put it down, and we get to talking. My man is chilling with his protective. I will protect this house, sitting on the couch. So I was like, oh, hey, boom. I start looking at it, checking it out. I'm like, ah, wow. You know, hey, let me show you mine, right? Set mine out there, right there next to him, right? He was like, oh, cool. He was like, I knew I liked you. I said, I knew I liked you too. So we get to talking about the pew pew stuff, and they're gonna come and see me at the range one Sunday. And I'm like, okay, and they're like, well, when can you come back and do X, Y, Z? I said, just let me know. Give it a couple weeks. And I don't want be here too often, and then you be sick of me. So give it a couple weeks and let me know. So, and sure enough, true to form, it was like 2 or 3 weeks later. Hey, can we get some more of that lamb? Sure, not a problem. I cooked the lamb, and the second time I won't say lost track of time, but I ended up picking up taste tester number 3 from school, and it just was a day. The day got away from me, and the lamb was overdone, and it was overdone. And the whole thing was, it's not like I have time to be able. I mean, I was picking her up from school and basically taking the lamb right to the customer. So I took the lamb, cut the lamb up, took the lamb, and I sent it right. And I get a call a couple of days later, and the guy said, hey, Mr. Dash. He's like, I hate to be, calling you like this. He said, but that last lamb, he said, that wasn't it. I said, well, what do you mean? He said, man, he said, it was something wrong with it. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm thinking in my head, like, I knew it was like 5 to 7 degrees past where I wanted it to be. And then after it probably sat, and after they probably warmed it up, and everything, I said, I said, Mister, I don't want to drop his name. I said, Mister, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I said, he said, well, what was different? I said, well, one, I said I cooked it on a different smoker. I said I did cook it on a different smoker. I said I had a lot of other things I was cooking. I think that was for Super Bowl, or Super Bowl, like the Super Bowl Friday before Super Bowl. I said I had a lot of other things I was cooking, so I said I cooked that one on the big cooker, and I'm like I don't know what happened aside from that, but hindsight being 2020, had a little while to think about it. I'm like that lamb was overdone. That had to be one it was. So I said, well, uh, Mr. Customer, I said, listen, I've got a 100% guarantee. If you're not happy with it, I'm gonna go ahead and send you a refund. And I apologize profusely. He said, nah, man. He's like, yo, we talked. You was there, blah blah blah, with the house, yada yada. You family. He said, we don't do that to family. He said, but the next time, he said, the next one. I said, the next one is gonna be on me. And I said, this was Monday. I was talking to him. I said, I'll have it to you before the week is out. I said, I'll have it to you Friday. He said, nah, well, that's not really necessary. I said, I don't care what's necessary. I said, I'm going to do right by you and make sure that you are satisfied with your lamb. I said, I'll take that one on the chin. I said, I definitely, like I said, I use a different smoker, and I'm like, I don't know what else it could be. At the time, I didn't know. Then when I had a couple days to think about it, I'm like, man, that, that lamb, it was overdone. That's what it was. So, nonetheless, I went out, got him another leg of lamb, cooked it, I took it to him, and he was at work when I took it to him. And I got a message from him, and I said, "Oh," he said, "this is it right here. This is it." So unhappy customer. So in my instance, I cooked something for someone, he had it, and the next time he had it, it wasn't point blank. It didn't make him happy. It wasn't as good as the first time. Now there's some people that try to chase the dragon, and there's never gonna be, it's never as good as the first time. One of those type things. But this one was on me because I won't say deviated from my plan, but I did something different. And again, in hindsight, I realized, that lamb was overdone, and I just messed up. I'm flat out messed up. And like I said, it's not really an unwritten rule, but unfortunately, I don't post it anywhere. But if someone says, "Hey, there was a problem," there have been times where I've over seasoned briskets. I got a heavy hand, and or some people might be a little salt averse, and they feel it's over salted or over seasoned. They've gotten refunds. I had a woman who I took her turkey one year, and this was years ago, and I talked about this, and she said, "Hey, when we got into like the all the way into the thigh bone on that turkey, the turkey was a little underdone." And I said, "Well, I'm so sorry about that. I said where they are in my smoker, I said the breast get done, or the breast could have got done faster on your particular bird where it was in the smoker. I said I tempt the birds and the breast. I said I tempt them at the breast. Now I do both the breast and the thigh to avoid just that." She said, "Well, it was underdone a little bit." She said, "But by the time we start reheating and this, that, and the other, yada yada, it'll be fine." And I'm like, "Okay." Yeah, I said, kept her on the phone, and I went ahead, and she said, "Oh," she said, "you didn't have to do that." I said, "Well, you didn't have to, support me and buy turkey from me in the first place." I said, "The least thing I could do if you weren't unsatisfied with the turkey is to go ahead and refund you for the turkey." And she's been a very loyal customer, all of that. So Alton said, man, Dash has been a minute, and I know this is way late, but bro, sorry about your Eagles. I thought they were going to do it. Yeah. So Alton, I was saying it the whole time. I'm like, listen, we have X number of days and one more game. X number of days and one more game. X number of days and one more game. Because I know, man, the Eagles, they just find a way to let you down. And it's not even the Eagles, it's all Philadelphia sports teams. Did you see the Phillies lose in what, 5 games in the World Series? Yeah. Alton said, or excuse me, Blue Collar Millennial says, Dash and chat, hello from Frozen, California. Alton said, Q slander. Kevin says, I've been really lucky so far and haven't had any unsatisfied customers yet. There you go, keyword yet, man. I'm telling you, what you do is not going to be for everybody, and there's going to be somebody who's not going to like what you do. Just know that it's coming, and just deal with it. All right, I told a couple long stories, so I'm like 10 minutes behind in the comments, so I apologize. I'm gonna try to blast through these comments so I can catch up. Smiley said, thanks for sharing your story with us. Yes, indeed. Jay said, thanks for answering. Continue blessing my brother. Well, thank you. Yeah. No, Neil said, sorry, I didn't mean to ask to upset. No, Neil, come on now. You can't upset. Well, you probably can upset me, Neil, but you haven't upset me yet. Hojo said, what's the largest amount you have been stiffed by a disgruntled customer? So that's the thing, Hojo. I don't get stiffed by customers because they pay up front. That's a lesson I learned early on. I've had one person that almost say stood me up, but I've had one person who hit me up and said she wanted food and didn't, and I did not make her pay for that food up front, and that's when I said never again. Actually, it was 2 times I've gotten people who hit me up and asked for food. This one time was another business. She wanted me to smoke some turkey breast for her, and if you guys want me to tell about the whole story, I can do that a little later. Just someone remind me in the second hour. And then the second guy, long time customer. He told me he wanted some beef ribs. I cooked the beef ribs for him. At the time, they were like $65 for a 4-bone plate beef rib. And when I hit him up, I'm like, "Yo, man, what's up?" No answer. I hit him up. I'm like, "Yo, what's going on?" Texting him, calling him. No answer, no nothing. Finally, like 2 or 3 hours after I finally get in touch with him, I reach out to him. I get in touch with him, and he was like, "Oh, damn, yo, I straight forgot." He was like, "I was up last night, and I just woke up, dude. It's like 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, why are you waking up? That like how hard did you go that you slept through the entire like all of the day?" So he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm not in a position to get those ribs right now because I'm just not in a position." I'm like, "All right, you know what? Not a problem. Cool. It is what it is, right?" So then I hit up another guy. He was like, "Yo, whenever you have anything left over, let me know." So I hit him up, and I'm like, "Yo, I have these ribs. I know you said hit you up, so I'm gonna hit you up. I'm hitting you up. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna let you have these $65 ribs for $50. I'm not even gonna worry about charging delivery because I'm like, yo, I hit him up on a humbug, and he was like, all right, yo, he's like, just come through. All right, bet. So did I lose money on the deal? No, not really. Did I not make as much profit as I could have? Yes. That kind of irked me. Plus, I don't like being jerked around. So now on, everybody pays up front. I want to say with the exception, it depends on the dollar amount of what it is that you are ordering. Like I have people who order brisket. You might get 2, 3 pounds of brisket. Right now, though, brisket is $25 a pound, so that adds up pretty quickly. But there are certain people where I say, "Hey, if you want this brisket, I'm gonna send you an invoice right now. You pay the invoice. I'm on my way." I have other people that like for Thanksgiving and things like that. All of those invoices, I was paid 100%, 100% for my Thanksgiving Day orders 7 days prior to Thanksgiving. So, El Barrio, ¿qué te pasó? Grumpus said, "What up, Dash?" Grumpus, Jim, Smiley said, "Wow, that's impressive that 5 to 7 degrees made such a big difference and that you noticed, picked up on that ahead of time." I didn't pick up on it ahead of time, Smiley. That's the thing. When I tempted, I was like, "Oh damn, this is hot. This is past where I wanted to be," but I still sent it, right? In hindsight, that was the only thing aside from the smoker that was different. I'm telling you, I don't think it was the smoker. If anything, I mean, he could have had faint smoke the first time and more smoke the second time, and that's why maybe he didn't like it. But I mean, again, hindsight being 2020, I really think that uh, it was overdone. And when I say I temped at a temperature that was higher than what I wanted it to go, I know it probably carried on another couple of degrees. So yeah. Uh, Silver Bart said your concern speaks volumes of your character. This is why I listen to you. It's all right, man, Mr. Silver Bart. I just, I try to be, I just try to be, I try to be good, man. I'm a firm believer in karma, and you know, just yeah. Smoking goodness is good evening, family. Bumpy, what up? He said, wanted you to finish your story. Oh, finish what story? Uh, Todd said he wants a refund for his brisket from 2009. See the way the statue. Dog, I wasn't even cooking brisket in 2009. Try again, dog. I told you I started doing barbecue in 2014, like for real, 2014. All right, Todd. All right, wait, I'm gonna tune your ass up next time I see you. All right, all right. La Delia's ghost. All right. Oh, okay, like Delia from Beetlejuice. People will always be upset about something. Sure enough. Have you ever dry aged meat? If so, how long and what method? I haven't. I All right. So I tried to dry age meat once in one of those bags, and it did not turn out well. It didn't turn out well. Dave, what's going on? From Dave's Racing Channel, he said, "I have learned many of lessons about getting customers to pay up front. I think I'm too nice and trusting is my problem." It is. Smiley said, "That's really good pricing for a 4-bone beef rib. It costs more than that for the meat. If ordered online, where do you recommend affordable, good quality meat supply?" So Smiley, that $65 for the bone-in for the beef ribs was probably 3 to 4 years ago, maybe even 3 to 5 years ago. Currently, rack of beef ribs. So the last rack of beef ribs I got, actually, I sold them I sold them at a discount rate because I got them on a discount, and they were small 4-bone racks, so it wasn't like the weight wasn't there to justify the cost. But they were still. I think I still charged like $50 for them. Toya, so what program do you use for invoices? PayPal. I use PayPal. Uncle Steve, he said, "Woo, cough, woo, good evening." What up, Uncle Steve? How you doing, man? It's been a minute. Hopefully, I saw little bits and pieces of shenanigans from everybody coming to hang out with you. So I'm glad to see that all worked out. Uncle Steve said, "Grumpus." Yeah, I heard the whole lamb story. Oh, okay, yeah. That was it, man. I really feel like it was overcooked, and like I said, when I tempted, it was 5 to 7 degrees. Maybe it was more. I mean, this is hindsight. It was higher than I wanted it to be, and when I saw it, I was like, "Oh damn, let me get this out of the oven." So I don't know. That carryover, it really could have taken it much further than I wanted. Lou Calamadas, there's no way I cannot say Lou's entire name. He gets the full government shout out whenever he is here. Lou Calamadas, he says, "Yo, what's up, Dash and the barbecue fam?" Bumpy said, "Ange, where you at?" I don't know where she is. She has not popped up and said hello. Yeah, Uncle Steve, man, I wish I'd been there too. It's really one of those things where end of February, I have a lot of stuff going on at home, and I just cannot get away. As much as I would love to, I just can't get away. I would, I really would, I would love to just come and hang out. Plus, I could see you and be like, yeah, I need this gallon of shake and this gallon of shake and this gallon of shake. Yep, my cat. Look, I'd be carrying it in my hand like a beer steins going through airport security. Yo, it's crazy. When I went through airport security when I came home from Texas the last time, they pulled me aside and actually went through my spices like, and what is this? And I was like, seasoning. And what is this? Seasoning. And what is this? Seasoning. Well, it's not in a bottle. I know, because the guy who made it for me, he made it for me. And when I get home, I'm going to put it in a bottle, but it's in a gallon plastic bag right now so it can fit in my bag. Well, what's in it? He wouldn't tell me. Like, you know what? Listen, open a bag, stick something in there. If you need to test it, test it. But I'm like, I got to play flight to catch. Yo, it was giving me the blues. I'm like, yo, y'all know people leave from Texas with seasonings. Why are you doing this? Jimmy said, "You too, Uncle Steve. I've been trying not to cough up a lung for a week." Victor says, "Howdy, all. Uncle Steve's, Grumpus, and Lou. Lou and all. Yeah. Uh, Listen, Todd said, bro, I didn't tell you about my lamb. It was delicious. I had people like, I don't eat lamb. Every time I mention the fact that I cook lamb, every time I mention the fact that I cook lamb, I get people like, I don't eat lamb. Yo. You know why you don't eat lamb? Because you had it cooked for you incorrectly. That's why you don't eat lamb. Like, I'm telling you, my sister-in-law, my older sister-in-law, she swore up and down. She swore up and down that I don't eat lamb, I don't eat lamb, I don't eat lamb. We went on a family trip. We were in Myrtle Beach area. We stayed, it wasn't Myrtle Beach, it was Myrtle's Inlet, which, south of Myrtle Beach. And we rented a house. And it was her family, my mother-in-law, father-in-law, and my younger sister-in-law. It had to have been like 15 of us in this crib. And, it was one of those things where like, all right, well, as opposed to us going to eat out every single day, let's kind of cook some meals at the house. I'm like, all right, bet, I brought down a cooler of oysters and I shucked oysters for everybody. And I also brought down some lamb and I brought down some brisket. And my sister-in-law was like, what's this one? I was like, oh, that's lamb. Oh, I don't eat lamb. I'm telling you, I was like, yo, just try it. Just try it. She's like, oh, all right, you know what? This isn't too bad. I'm telling you, you got to, people be messing up. Smiley said that's how you know your barbecue game is good. When customer TSA give you a hard time. Yeah. Gerber said, never tried a line of spicy R. Yo, speaking of spicy R, I saw Uncle Steve shake, and I meant to take a picture of it. I said no. I took a picture and I sent the picture. I think I sent the picture to you, Steve. When I went through Buc-ee's in Florence, South Carolina, but I did see it again. There was the original Gator Shake and the spicy R in Buc-ee's. Bumpy said did the same to me flying back from Florida. They opened all of them and split one and all in my carry-on, man. Norm's Barstool. So the Barstool said, Mr. Stream Alert, gotta get to work, but we'll catch the replay. Have a great night, everyone. That's what's up. Yo, it was so funny, and I was like, damn, Uncle Steve has the best marketing ever. Like all those Uncle Steve shirts. Sure enough, I think even Grumpus had on an Uncle Steve shirt and not a Hawaiian shirt. Josh, what's up? He said the Cooking Cop and Babe, or excuse me, the Cooking Cop and Babe vlogs. He said Big Sexy, aka Josh, is here. Josh, have you retired yet? Are you officially like living off of everyone else? Uncle Steve said we look great. Only thing that was missing, yo, Uncle Steve missed opportunity. You were at a rodeo, you should have got some Uncle Steve's belt buckles. That would have been hilarious. All right. Grandpa said, nope, missed the shirt line. I'm like, I thought I saw. I know you were there though. I saw pictures. I'm like, damn, that's why Grumpus wasn't on the live stream. He out there hanging out with them. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Josh is changing the YouTube channel name soon. Again. Retired cop cooking. What is the radio signal for retired? I know 10-7 is off duty. At least most places 10-7 is off duty. All right, so like permanently 10-7, huh? 10-7 24/7. That's what you need. That's what you need a plate that says 10-7 24/7. Take that off. All right. So, I know there's a couple of you guys who have cooked for other folks. Even if it's, I won't say not for hire, but even if it's like for family or for, there's Angela. Angela, Bumpy was asking about you. Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Por qué tú tardes? Tardes late. Grumpus 29. I don't know if he's still here. He's been quiet for a couple moments, Angela. That usually means he's falling asleep. Him and Marcus do the same thing. They'll pop in, they'll say hey, and then it'll be like radio silence. And then I'll get messages and remarks like, man, I was out before you started talking about this. Bumpy has an excuse. Marcus, he has an excuse too. You know, he's a hard working man in barbecue. So, but what was I about to say? Hey, if you have not already hit that thumbs up button for me, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could. But I was asking you guys, when, if ever, have you had someone that was upset about what it was that you cooked? Well, Josh, obviously that writing's on the wall. But I don't know, Josh, maybe it's not YouTube, and maybe it's just people not willing to click on just your channel name, period. And like, I don't want to have it. I don't want anything to do with them, with cops. You know, chocolate. Haven't had one of these in a hot minute. When I was getting my energy drink, I was like, you know what? Yep. Mark said, I think one of the most important things about dealing with customers is minimizing unhappy customers is consistency. Yeah, agreed. Mark, like I said, I know what temperature I want, things, especially the lamb. The lamb I cook, the temperature, I know when I want to pull it. And it just went beyond that. Like I said, I was occupied or preoccupied. And when I checked it, it was a little overdone. Bumpy said, had someone didn't like my ribs because they weren't falling off the bone, I refunded the money. Wasn't mad. They were a headache. I'm telling you, listen to me when I tell you this. Those customers that you piss off, those customers that don't like your food, those customers that complain, those customers that want something for free, those customers that want to discount you and your brand and your value, those are the customers you do not want. They are the ones that will give you the most grief, the most trouble, the most heartache. They're going to cost you money in the long run. Ask me how I know. Those are not the customers that you want. Just because they're dangling the carrot of paying you in front of your eyes, they will not actually cost you. Pay you. And they will actually cost you money. Angela said, hey, Bumpy, again. Smiley says, is internal temperature the most important factor? In my opinion, yes. Because if you hit the same temperature every single time, that leads to consistency. When you cook for time, your temperature could be off a couple degrees north or a couple degrees south, and you would never know. There are factors that, especially with a wood burning fire or charcoal, there are factors that can have your fire burn a little hotter or a little cooler. And if you say, "Oh, I'm gonna put this in at 250 degrees or 275 degrees," well, your thermometer could read 275 degrees. But if your fire is a little warmer in one area or cooler in one area, your grate temperature is not going to be what it is. And if your grate temperature is not what it is, oh, speaking of temperature, my buddy Travis, yo, love my man Travis. When I was down in Florida, we linked up. He came, joined us for dinner. My wife tasted us number 3. It was awesome. Love hanging out with that dude. But speaking of temperature, he had a faulty temperature probe. He hit me up and he's like, "Hey man, I've been cooking these ribs and you know they don't seem to be coming up to temperature. They don't seem to be coming up to temperature. Something's wrong." And I'm like, "Bruh, how long they been in?" I'm like, "Dude," well, I told him something was wrong, and I'm like, they've been cooking for way too long. Like something is wrong. Like, and then he finally, I don't know if I can't remember. There's something that's clouding my memory. Uh, I can't remember if he got a second thermometer or if he just was like, all right, you know what, screw this. They gotta be done. But and Travis, maybe you can elaborate. But the problem was his thermometer. The probe on the thermometer was off, and he ended up remedying the situation by buying some better, higher quality thermometers. Angela said, "Hey Jimmy." Mark said, "You also have to uh, consistent creating quality meat, food, etc." So I want to say that's not a problem, and I apologize. Crap. Was it Smiley? It might have been Smiley. Somebody asked me about where to buy food online. Unfortunately, I don't buy food online because I want to be able to put my eyes on it, put my hands on it. So I don't trust um, not being able to put my eyes on it before I purchase it, especially when I'm purchasing it on someone else's behalf to cook for someone else. So I've never purchased meat that I'm going to sell online, sight unseen. These foods actually got me working tonight. Well, Alton, I understand, man. Look, I feel the same way. First of the month, like the first week of the month, usually I end up having to work at work too. I'm like, what the hell? You know, don't you know I have other things I want to do? They were like, we don't care about that. You know, go ahead and do what you got to do. FaceTime with Boo said, what's the biggest party you've catered? About 500 people. Um, The event that I did an event a few weeks ago. Weeks. It's been a few weeks still. Actually, it's been about a month. That event, I cooked for a higher number of people in years past. This year, I also cooked for a high number of people, and there weren't nearly as many people. Yeah. Uh, Travis said I ended up throwing them in the oven. He threw them in the oven because the temperature was showing so low. It was off. There was a it was off, and I can't remember if it was off high or off low. But he ended up purchasing some Thermopens and then tested something with the same temperature, and it was off like 75 degrees or so. It was some crazy amount. It wasn't 100 degrees, but it was off. Victor says you need to consider both time and temperature. Let's not forget the probe tender. Always have at least one backup quality thermometer. Yeah, so Victor, I was speaking specifically to lamb, because you cook lamb to I cook lamb to like a medium rare. It's always, always, always going to be tender until you overcook it. But brisket, ribs, pulled pork, chicken. Chicken, you can't really test for tenderness, because you need to cook it to a certain temperature to make sure that it's done so that no one gets sick. But your pork shoulder, your brisket, definitely time and temperature. I did allude to that because I was specifically speaking to lamb. Uh, Grandpa says I check my probes every 6 to 7 months now. Almost destroyed a brisket once with a bad probe. Even used 2 thermopens to be sure. Nice. Alden said, "Bro, I had an issue with my Lone Star Grills pellet smoker doing all kinds of weird issues. That was temp related. Couldn't get it to temp. Then it was way over temp. His dirty probe caused it. Well, I mean, and that probe, I know. Obviously, I know the Lone Star Grills is not a old pit, because he didn't have that when I was at his house, and I was at his house a mere 2 years ago. Um, Actually, shit, it's been 3 years now, but I was at his house, and so I know that smoker's less than 3 years old. And if you've been watching Alton's channel, you know that he got that smoker within the last like 6 to 8 months. Uh, that being said, that probe either was bad from new or it went bad really quickly, and it happens. I've had issues with that Maverick XR, what is it, XR 50 or something like that. I feel like that is junk. Of the 4 probes, I think 2 or 3 of mine are bad in a short time span, to the point where it just hangs on the door and I don't even use it. Any other bad experiences? Oh, sorry, that's interesting. Alton, I thought you were saying that the probe was bad, like dirty, as far as it not working, but it just had gunk on it, and that gunk caused it to be off. That's interesting. That's something to keep in mind and think about, because man, the probe on my Traeger I don't think I've ever run a scraper or anything up it. So I might have to take some steel wool to it and shine it up a little bit. Columbus is true, Alton. I still wool my probe stems every few months. That carbon builds up unbelievably fast. So there we go. I said I basically would need to do the same thing, scrape it. I would say Brillo pad, but some of you guys don't know what the hell a Brillo pad is. FaceTime said, how many pounds of, let's say, chicken breast would you serve for 100 people? So first and foremost, I wouldn't serve just chicken breast. If I could avoid it, if I could help it. One, chicken breast is more expensive than chicken thighs. So I would do a mix of boneless, skinless breast and boneless, skinless thighs to help bring my costs down and help make things more affordable for my customer. But I have a simple equation, and it's the number of people divided by half. So you'd have 50, and then I multiply that by 25%, so by 0.25. So 50 times 0.25. I've done the math on this one a lot. It's 62.5. So basically, what I would say is you're going to need about 60 pounds of protein. And my typical, let's break things up, is about 20 pounds of beef, 20 pounds of pork, and 20 pounds of chicken. Beef is more expensive than pork. Pork is more expensive than chicken. You kind of let the customer know, hey, here are all the costs. Here's what my recommendation is. Let's figure out what your budget is, and you kind of go from there. I wouldn't necessarily, I want to say recommend. I normally would recommend some variety in your protein selection. Be it, let's say if you're going to pick two meats, be it beef and chicken, be it pork and chicken, be it, chicken is the mainstay. Chicken is the staple. Okay. People who don't eat beef might eat pork and or chicken. People who don't eat pork might eat beef and or chicken. People who don't eat beef and or pork might eat chicken. And then, people who don't eat chicken, why are they there? Good night. Can you make sure you get your uniform out and ready so in the morning we can, go and it not be a problem? All right. Good night. Taste test number 3.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you think you would ever start selling vegetables?
Taste test number 3 asked me if I would ever start selling vegetables. Vegetables don't necessarily take on or get any sort of smoke flavor when you smoke them, when you cook them low slow. So it wouldn't be I'm gonna say it won't be a point to it. Also, a lot of vegetarians / vegans do not want vegetables cooked on anything that has cooked meat on it previously. So that would mean I would have to start and have a whole new smoker. She said you like buying smokers. I like getting smokers for free. Mark said smart dash. I don't know what I said that was smart. How rude if you don't like chicken. Right there. Angela, I swear, of my 3, she will probably be the one that most likely will become a vegetarian. Grandpa said I filtered my vegetables through animals first. Yeah, that's a good one. The thing that I ate was vegetarian. Does that count? What? The thing that I ate was vegan. Does that count? Like if I'm eating a burger, right? What did the cow eat? Grass. So it was vegetarian. Doesn't that account for something? No. No? No. What you mean no? Why you?
Because you can be a vegetarian, but then if somebody eats you, then that doesn't mean that they're a vegetarian.
But isn't it okay if I eat the vegan?
No.
No?
No.
Why not?
Because you're eating you're eating...
That vegan sacrificed itself so that I might be sustained. Thank you, vegan. No. She's shaking her head profusely now.
That's not how it
works. Why isn't it how it works? Vegan animals. How about I specify vegan animals? That has to count for something.
No, it doesn't.
It has to.
It counts that you're eating grass-fed cows. Yeah.
Yes, grass-fed cows. I'm eating grass-fed cows. The grass-fed cow. But I mean.
So it's still meat.
Yes, I'm okay with that.
Then you can't be vegetarian or vegan if you're eating an actual cow.
But I'm eating the vegan. There's vegan in it. There's vegan in it. There's vegan in it. That's enough.
Yes.
Yes.
Vegans have meat. Are you just gonna eat their poop?
No, I'm not eating the vegan poop. I'm just eating the vegan itself.
But that would be eating meat, so you wouldn't be on any type of diet except for a carnivore diet.
But I'm eating the vegan.
That doesn't matter.
But it's got vegan in it.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It could be vegetarian stew. You're still eating something. That would be vegetarian. If you're eating actual meat, that doesn't count. It can be fed anyway. It doesn't count.
Anyway. All right. Good night, little girl. Hey, thank you. Tomorrow we dine on vegans.
No.
What did you eat today?
I don't know.
Did you had cereal? So.
No.
No.
I had a smoothie.
You had a smoothie. Oh.
I actually, if you want to, you should.
No. I was trying to think what in that smoothie. The creamer came from a vegetarian.
What?
The creamer. It was dairy creamer. And you ate it.
What?
The creamer. You put creamer in your smoothie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you ate some thing that came from a vegan.
How?
The milk came from a cow.
Yes.
That's dairy.
Oh my god.
That's okay with you?
I'm not like vegetarian.
Oh, you're not vegetarian?
No.
So we're gonna have steak tomorrow.
No. Sure.
Yes. Woo!
Sure.
All right. We're
What's
eating
the
vegan.
point of this?
There was no point. This was just daddy messing with you because you were going to bed. She's walking away. She's stomping away. All right. Hey, cousin Angela said hey. She says hi. Oh, Jimmy said, so after an hour, let's hit that like button if you haven't, or thumbs up if you haven't already. Just leave my cousin alone. Is any cow pig actually carnivore, though? We're all second generation vegetarian. A pig will eat anything you put in front of it. So technically, they're omnivorous. Chickens, too. I think chickens will hunt and peck, and they probably will be omnivorous as well. The cow was probably the only thing that actually, yeah. Victor said, honestly, you don't want to know what a cow will eat. They eat what they are given. It's not always plant-based. Remember, mad cow. So some things you don't want to know. Angela says chickens and cows are fed meal that contains ground up animal, usually pork bones. That's why there are grass-fed specifications on food. Yep, omnivores. I think I said omnivore, Victor, but Victor, how you doing, man? Hopefully you are feeling better. I apologize for not asking. I won't say asking sooner, but not thinking about it. Victor said he had a decent cough when I spoke to him a little while ago, and I would be remiss to not ask Victor about that. I feel like it's something going around. I had it first. I feel like there's something on the handle here. You see something that's gonna bug you until you take care of it. Anyway, that was it. Jimmy said, okay, so when you walk up to the meat counter, what's the first thing you look at before picking up a brisket? It depends on what store I am in. Up until Angela said she was sick all weekend up until yesterday. Look, Angela, I ain't had time. I hit 24,000 miles on my ID4 today, Angela. It did help that I went down to Florida over the weekend and back. I'm not even going there, Grumpus. All right, Terry. Take care, sir. Be well. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for hanging out with us. Jimmy says, okay, so when you walk up to the meat counter, what's the first thing you look at before picking up a brisket? Ribeyes. And if I'm at the Restaurant Depot, I know specifically where I need to go, and I'm going to pick up the brisket. But at the Restaurant Depot, I will pick up picanha as well sometimes before I pick up brisket. But if I am at Sam's, the tomahawk ribeye, hands down, it has my attention, like full attention, almost every time. Oh man, let's see. Elbario said, "Hey Dash, I finally got a chance to do a YouTube short on the brisket cook. Take a gander when you get a chance. Thanks." Yeah. Yesterday marked 7 months with mine, so I think I will catch you. I had I got mine on June 28th. So 8 months? 8 months maybe. Don't ask me the math when I've been drinking. 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 6, 1, 2. That's 8 months, yeah. Victor said the foot is coming along, healing, not a cough situation. It was surgery for a diabetes infection, almost lost toes. Foot kept all that, but lost a lot of flesh. Well, that's good. That's good. Jimmy said, particularly shopping for a brisket, is it size, color? No, it's usually, well, it's size. It's size. I told you guys my feelings on brisket and buying brisket in the past. I feel like 15 pounds of brisket, 16 at the absolute most, is my magic number. Anything over 16 pounds, there's like a point of diminishing return. I feel like I usually end up cutting more fat off of the brisket than I would like to. I don't trim the briskets and cut them here and dash them there, and for aerodynamics, it's not what I do. I want the highest yield out of the briskets that I can possibly achieve because I am selling said briskets by the pound. I don't have sausage machines or sausage making equipment. Well, technically I do, but I don't use said sausage making equipment. So I'm trying to get as much brisket on that person's fork as possible. Mark said, my daughter turned vegetarian at 16. Now at 28, she eats chicken. I'll tell you what, taste tester number 3 is the one in his household who, I want to say, turns it off and turns it back on, or when she wants to eat meat and when she does not, most regularly. Taste tester number 1 is an omnivore, with the exception of he will reduce his carb intake from time to time. I just can't help it. So he'll reduce his carb intake from time to time. Taste tester number 2 will go pescatarian randomly. Yeah, time to put some more ice in the cup. That's a Challenger or a Charger. I don't know the difference between. Don't ask me. Don't give me the line. Wait for it. All right, I respect it. So yeah. Taste number 2, like I said, pescatarian. My wife will go pescatarian. Usually during lunch, she goes pescatarian, but she said she didn't feel like doing it this year. I was like, yay! All right, I'm gonna go to the restroom because I missed my opportunity prior to starting the live stream, and I gotta pee. Look, Angela's funny. She said, "LOL, Mark. I became pescatarian when I was pregnant because I couldn't get enough protein." Wait, became pescatarian, but for the longest time, oh, she was vegetarian, but for the longest time, she still ate bacon. Ask her about that while I go potty and get some ice. Hopefully, you guys asked her about it, about the fact that she still ate bacon, but was claiming to be vegetarian. All right, look, my hands are still wet. Angela, don't you give me grief talking about I didn't wash my hands. Anyway, let's see. Blind man, what up, Dave? How you doing this evening? Victor said, puts things in perspective. Big hassle. Almost a week in the hospital. Screwed my timing for ordering my new fishing boat. But when I woke up after surgery and saw I had all my toes, he said, happy day. FaceTime with Boogs has sent you a message on Instagram. All right, just now. I used to tell my daughter I eat cow to help reduce greenhouse gases. Yes, you know, there is a vicious cycle to that. KB says, well, hello, Dash and Barbecue Peaks. Angela, I swear, you said you couldn't give up bacon. But maybe maybe I'm misremembering. Victor says, wait, no pee poker music. I'm sorry. Yes, I did wash my hands. Occasionally go pescatarian, but only if steak ain't on the menu. Yeah. What up, Marlon? He says, hey, yo, Dash. How you doing this evening, Marlon? Marlon, I don't, yeah. I saw you were talking the other day, and dude, Marlon is one of those things where I check YouTube before I go to bed, and then I see your live stream, and I'm like, hey, I'll be gone. Smiley says, what's your favorite drinks, though, and how can we buy you a drink through PayPal? You can just send a donation, man. Shoot. Like, I'm not going to LRUM at Gmail. So there is my email address, mdsteeldrumsmokers@gmail.com. But if you also click where it says show more, there is a link for like donations. Care to donate to support the channel, you can click PayPal. So if you do paypal.me/SDSBBQ, and a / is when the slash is leaning forward. So here, look, you know what? Let's just do this. Copy. And we can paste. So if you too would like to buy me a beer, have at it. Shoot, I might even drink your, let's say, 6-pack or 12-pack donation on the next live stream. Angela said, I almost died eating chicken, so would never do pork. All right. I feel like Angela wants to tell that story. So, Angela, how did you almost die on eating chicken? Grandma said, it's okay, Ange. Pork don't taste like chicken. Mark said, unhappy customers, as in the customer that made the order, or the party goers. Yep. Yes. Marlon said, I know the Asprey are working on keeping the show for around 2 hours to help that. Isam says, greeting, big fella. God bless you and the family. Well, thank you. Michael Garcia says, Bigfoot Barbecue, man. I stopped selling Q overwhelmed and no help. Props to you keeping at it. I mean, so I keep at it on my own terms. And I think that's, I don't say that's part of it, but that really is. Yo, I am getting ready to make some, take oodles and noodles. I have some noodles. Crap. I'll see what I have going on in my kitchen. Let's put this out the way. I guess I should turn the light on. I will in a moment. I need to get a pot to cook the noodles in. Let's see here if I can find something. Here it is. Alright. So, I'm going to show you guys how I cook my, like if I'm cooking some sausage, like I'm not sausage. Noodles like I'm about to, because it's 10 o'clock at night. 10:18 specifically. How about I turn the light on? Does anyone else cook in the dark? Or is it just me? Alright, first up, you need sausage. And this is spicy seafood noodles. But we're just gonna pretend that the sausage is seafood sausage. Actually, I hear, yes I do. I hear Taste Tester #1 just getting home from work. He got called into work tonight. So, maybe I should hold off on this and see if he brought anything home that I could eat. Alright. Usually, I just use the quick open thing, but I don't feel like playing with that tonight. So I have this is a beef smoked sausage, and I'm gonna cut this into smaller pieces. These are like 1/4-inch rounds. Can you see that? Like a 1/4-inch round. So that's half. I'm going to take the other, or cut up. I can actually. Drop these into the pool. Get the other bit of sausage cut up. Same thing, about 1/4-inch rounds. Some are thicker, some are thinner. Both of them going to get into the pot. It doesn't matter. I feel like I need a bigger pot. But the bigger pot is dirty. This. Does anyone else hate having to wash dishes before you can start cooking? Or is it just me? Let me see. Blind man cooking. So I have some beef sausage and I have some, I'm cooking right now some beef sausage and some, like, they're not ramen noodles. I don't want to call them ramen, but some noodles. Like some instant noodles. I was in the Korean Lotte market the other day. And I saw these and I said, oh, you know what? I'm going to try those out. I'm washing out a pot right now. Because this pot will be bigger than the pot that I had started. Let's get some water in here. I'm going to get the beef sausage, these are beef smoked sausage, into the water. And to help with flavor and help those beef sausages cook a little bit. We'll turn that on and up. Wash my hands. And we'll let that start to boil. And as it boils, then I will add my noodles. I'm kind of rinsing out and washing out pots. So, a hack for those of you guys who, these are foaming dial soap things. I use regular dish detergent in the soap thing and foam it. So one, I use it to wash my hands, and I put a little bit of foam on my dishes when they need to be washed by hand. If they're not too crazy, greasy. What I end up doing when I use make the dish detergent, I will put water into the bottle until it's about like halfway, and then I'll put like 3/4. Actually, I'll put 1/4 soap, and then I'll fill the rest of it with water. Put this in the trash. Garbage. We're gonna sit down in the kitchen. Taste test number 1 just got home. gonna sit down, keep an eye on the pot there with the. Hello. What'd you bring with you today?
Stuff you can eat.
Oh, what did I say?
Yeah, stuff you can eat. It's half chicken, half mushroom. I know you don't. Oh no, you
mushrooms.
do like mushrooms.
Yeah, mushrooms. I'm cool with mushrooms.
You got to turn off the mushrooms with the thing
on the cruise.
And
what is this?
Churros.
Churros.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's been like cook experimenter.
I haven't tried them. But they should be.
Haven't tried them. Yeah. So this is the smallest piece. Rubber.
I can't.
Yeah. Too late or carbs?
Carbs.
Alright.
And sugar.
And sugar. Alright. Chicken and mushroom. I was just. Alright. I'll save that for tomorrow. So I was sitting here and I said, I'm gonna make some noodles. And I heard you pulling in the driveway. And I said, Taste Tester number 1 is home. I said, I wonder if I should hold off on this just in case he brought something that I could eat. I called it. And I've been like, I'm gonna wait, see what he brought home. It'd have been like chicken bacon ranch. But because I was like, should I wait? No, I'm not gonna wait. That's why he brought something for me. Victor's asking folks who he knows have done all night cooks if you've ever cooked in the dark. Yeah. So look, we're not worried about that. Quick question: how can I reheat baked chicken from the other night in the oven? No, I don't want to dry it out. First time living on my own. Shermalito. So what I would do is put it in a oven safe dish and make sure said oven safe dish is hey, Taste Tester number 1, you want to say hi to everybody? He says hello. Cousin Angela's on the live stream.
Hi, Cousin Angela.
He said hi, Cousin Angela.
That's not how I said it.
He said hi, Cousin Angela. Yes, I'm choking on the shirt. He said, never mind. Put it in a oven safe dish. Cover it. If you have some chicken stock or something along those lines that you can add about like a quarter of a cup maybe of that, just a splash, like to cover the bottom of the pan, the vessel, and cover it tightly. Put it in the oven at 200 degrees, and I would say check it at 30 minutes to see if it's warm enough, and then check it at 45 minutes and see if it's warm enough. And then if it gets to a whole hour and it's not warm enough, then there's something wrong. KB said that I missed the last week's live, so tonight I will listen twice as hard to make up for it. That's what's up. My current job is healing the foot, so I am off to bed. Good night, all. Gosh. How says sauteed the sausage, onion, and water, then noodles, deep flavor. Smiley said definitely not just you. Yeah. Downpour wash is my new Dawn Power Watt. Is my new go-to for dishes. All right. Yep. Did he bring enough for all of us? No. What up? Oh, man. San Fran 49ers saying, what's up? It says, hey, yo, speaking of keeping children warm, coming in hot. What up? Zahaz PJ and Dino PJ. Tell him I said what's up. Said, God don't like ugly. Don't laugh at my baby. Listen, nothing wrong with that. I already know. All right, so my sausage is boiling, and I don't know how long I'm gonna let it boil for. I just wanna get some temperature. I can't even say it like Jimmy says it. He says temperature. Oh, here's one. A small one. Let that boil for a moment or so. They're warm. They might not taste like much. So Angela, it says that it is 1,860 milligrams of sodium, not 4,000 as we stated earlier. Boil 5 minutes, you got water and noodles. Soup base, cook for 5 minutes. Alright. That's what happens. You don't need to eat dinner when you should. Put soup base and flakes. What? Oh. And noodles and soup base and flakes. Alright, so we got soup base. Soup base and flakes. Alright. If I were smart, I would use like a not metal spoon. The noodles are breaking up. It says to let them cook for 5 minutes though. Cook for 5 minutes, stirring occasionally. Remove from heat, stir in seasoning oil. 5 minutes. Shoo-wee. Alright, well, that's all mixed. Clean up as we go. Put this here. Wait. Cook for 5 minutes. There's no way that's going to take 5 minutes. And I have too much water in there. Oh well. Alright. So what did I miss? In the comments. Heimlich maneuver. Thank you. Jack said, Betty here. Jack turned 60 today. Holler him out. He's in the front room. I guess we're not going to shout him out. We're going to holler him out because he wouldn't hear me if I shouted, would he? I have to actually holler. So can we all please extend Jack the happiest of birthdays? Happy birthday, Jack. Happy 60th birthday. Damn, I'm trying to be like you when I grow up. Can you hear me hollering? You know, it's a little late here in my household. I don't want to wake everybody up, but I know Jack can't hear me. So, put her in the microwave. No, so if you're going to use a microwave, you don't want to have the microwave on full heat. You want to reduce the heat 25 to maybe even 50%. The paper towel is good because the whole thing is if you add moisture to whatever it is that you're trying to heat up, it will help not to dry it out and or cook it further. KB said, happy birthday, Jack. Angela said, happy birthday, Jack. Yes. San Fran fan said, I heard you were supposed to warm chicken up in a Cambro. Oh, this mug right here. This mug, yo. I mean, I thought we was good. I thought we was good, man. Preston, I thought we was good, man. I thought we was good. Just throw me under the bus, huh? All right, Preston. All right. I see how you do. That's okay, man. That's okay. That's okay. Noodles. Noodles. La Costa Nostra. Noodles. See if the noodles are good. Hey, Angela, let me ask you this. You driving on the highway on a road trip, what speed are you driving at in your Mach-E? Not gonna lie. I could probably use another minute or so. What speed are you driving at in your Mach-E when you are traveling on the highway? Jax is very funny. I'm dying laughing. Not that old. Oh wait. Hold on, let me make sure Jack can hear me. Jack said, very funny. I'm dying laughing. Not that old. How do I know that, Jack? I mean, look, all I can do is go by what Betty tells me. She tells me you're 60 and to holler at you, I'ma holler at you. Preston said, man, I've missed the hell out of you. I've been studying for my realtor's license. Them plates quit playing the bills. Yeah? Oh, I understand. Jack said, thanks everyone for the well wishes. Long distance commute to VA 3 days a week, usually around 77 ground speed at 4, says. So, when I was headed down to Florida, I had the cruise control set between 88 and 92 miles an hour. Like, I set the cruise at 88 for the meme, and then I set it at 92 because, yo, I was like, I gotta hurry up and get there because I was getting tired. So, but I had, that's ridiculous. What's ridiculous? 92? Cruising. Haha. Jack said, yes, I'm 60. 1963 was a good year. Yeah, but 88, 92. Shoot. Oh, look. I don't drive slow. On my way back, I got popped by he was a sheriff in some county in Florida. I was driving through and we were headed from Central Florida to Jacksonville. We were on a Florida route. And the whole thing is he was in unmarked Charger or Challenger, whatever it was. And I was driving. And I saw the car sitting on the side of the road. I was like, damn, that's a cop. I thought it was for sale. I was like, that's a cop. Let me go ahead and slow down. Jimmy said 22 over, half a pew pew fine. Listen, I did majority of that 92 coming through South Carolina on my way southbound. Just saying. Your boy don't drive slow. I don't. To the point where my long distance miles per kilowatt hour has gone from 2.9 to 2.8. I have reduced my economy to the point where it's showing up on my long-term statistics in my car. Yes. Which one do I want to use? Alright, we're going to use this bowl. And tongs I used earlier. Take off noodles. Put it in the bowl. And I feel like trying with this. So I'm just going to use a strainer without the sausage. That in the bowl. There's some decent vegetables that came in that packet. I want to get the vegetables off the strainer here. A splash of the broth. And I already have a fork dirty. So we're going to use the fork. Oh, if I didn't just bang the hell out of my knee. Can you see the steam? There you go. Nope. I'm cool with that. Angela said you definitely don't, which is why your little brother won't let you drive his cars. Yeah, you know, he had a near-death experience. But I asked him recently, but did he die? Jimmy said at least they can't hear you coming in I-84. Yep. Angela said they felt emotion as I passed through. Pretty much. By the time they saw me, it was too late. Though I will tell you, the lights on I-84 are really bright. Really, really bright. Shoot. You know, I try to find somebody. Look, you know what's crazy, too? I was moving between, I guess it was between Lumberton. And it was Lumberton and Walterboro. And I'm like, all right, you know, I have enough juice to make it from Lumberton to the next stop, which was Florence, South Carolina. And then these cats was rolling on the highway. Here I go. And then I start watching the range just go down and down and down. I said, oh no. I'm like, Tesla's number 2, we're going to have to, number 3, we're going to have to stop. And she said, why? I said, because driving fast, I consumed way more energy than I needed to. She was like, okay. So we stopped. Like, I slowed down, but we stopped for a couple moments just to get enough range to get to the next stop. You would think I would learn, but I don't. Drive fast. I just want to hurry up and get to my destination. That's all. $77. Gosh. Look, Angela, I told your cousin, I said, we need to do like a test out to like Hagerstown and back at different speeds to see what the economy is. Because the first time I drove to Florida, we didn't have to stop as many times. I said, but the first time I drove to Florida, I drove much slower because I didn't know. You're right. Angela says 77 in Virginia is dangerous. I know. I'm aware. I've gotten one of those reckless tickets before. Oh, I started saying I got stopped when I was in Florida somewhere. The guy pulled me over, and he said, you know what the speed limit is on whatever road we're on? And I was like, sir, no, I really don't. I said, I'm unaware. And I said, I was just kind of rolling with the flow of traffic or whatever I said. He said, well, I clocked you at 61 and a 45. And I was like, oh, 45? Huh. Everything was yes, sir, no, sir. And he said, all right, well, sit right here for me for a moment. Yes, sir. I just knew I was getting a damn ticket. He came back. He said, listen, be more wary of the speed limit. Take your time and be safe. Yes, sir. On my way. Let me go ahead and get off your road. Get out of your county. Jimmy said, and feel the need for speed. First class to 77 in Charlotte is dangerous. I did not drive through Charlotte. I was on the 95 side. But I've driven... Now, actually, when I drove through Charlotte, it was not that fast because I was in my Econoline, my van. And I was towing a car. So... Angela said, I got my only reckless driving while pregnant. Showed up in court and the judge disclosed he had 5 kids and let me off. Nice. You just looked like a charity case. That's all it was, Angela. I'm sure, Angela, by now you've seen that Tesla opened up their network. So I created a Tesla account to be able to look at the map to see where the Tesla superchargers are. The only Tesla superchargers available on the East Coast are in New York. And they're not like New York City, they're upstate New York. If David had an EV, he'd be able to take advantage of it. But if it were David, he'd probably have a Tesla. Spicy seafood and beef sausage. It's a win. It's still hot, but it's a win. His electric bike definitely does not have a CCS plug, a CCS adapter. But yeah, he be riding everywhere. Just wait till it gets warmer. I've seen a few folks at a board I'm on Facebook who have there's a guy, he has a F-150 or Lightning, and he charged his Lightning out in California. He also posted to the Facebook page that he saw a Porsche Taycan charging at that same charger. I'm like, y'all just giving Tesla a whole bunch of money just to say y'all did it. I'm not paying, I think it's like 50 cents per kilowatt hour. No way, Jose. During like peak hours, you're gonna catch me between midnight and 4 a.m. at the charger. Noodles are hot. But it was pretty good. The trip to Florida. Only issues I did have a few issues with Electrify America chargers. There were some that were not working, and when I started out my trip, my session was stuck at the first charging stop I made. So at the second charging stop, I tried to charge my car, and yeah, it didn't work out. Oh, drivers. Marlon said, you know what I found out about drivers? A-hole drivers are a-hole drivers whether they are driving a Tesla or a hoopty. Yeah, true. I'm just gonna say LFL, this is true. Yep. Once a butthole, always a butthole. Driver, that is. I went to go get my drink, but I really think I need some water. So I'm gonna get some bougie ice and some water. Can you see me? Yeah, you can. I feel like Travis must have fallen asleep too. He was here for a quick second. And then he was gone. Marcus, sleep. Bumpy, sleep. Neil, sleep. Or did Neil say bye? Yeah. Jimmy said, especially in the left lane. Dude. There was trucks parked in the left lane. Marlon said, Quentin is busy. Uber Eats had a 2-for-1 deal. Speaking of 2-for-1, did you see Buffalo Wild Wings is doing buy one get one free wings again? It's dine-in only, and you know the whole thing was on Tuesdays for the longest time it was buy one get one free wings, and then they stopped it during the wing shortage, and it was like buy one get one 50% off now. But I got an email the other day that said buy one get one free is back. Dine in only. AQ Daddy, what's up, man? How you doing? Don't mind me. I am partaking in my dinner. I actually had a little pasta earlier, but that did not sit and fill me up for the night. It used to be 25-cent wings on Tuesday when I was in college. Oh. Was it? Were you in color when you were in college? Or was it black and white? I wait the reply. That reply. She offered me some of the smoothie, but I was upstairs with your cousin, and she offered it to her to come taste it, or to taste it, and she offered it to me as an afterthought. So I was like, no, it's okay. Angela said, I'm younger than you, so it definitely wasn't HD yet, but definitely color. All right. Marlon said there's a club in Charlotte that had 25-cent wings. The wings were better than the club. Yeah. Was it a Shaky Butt Club? Or just a club? Huh. Angela said club, like ATO club wings? A regular club. That's why the wings were so good, because they had to compete with the Shaky Butt Club. They're like, we don't have chicken heads on display, so we gotta step up our chicken wing game. Huh. Oh, tell you he's burnt out on the Shaky Butt. Huh. The Shaky Butt, I went to it in, well, I went to two. The Shaky Butt, but I went to in Baltimore called Norma Jean's. They closed it recently. And I can't remember if it was like a health risk or something. But I remember seeing somebody post something about the fact it was closed. Angela said wings at Park on 14th in DC. She said they used to be good now that she remembers. Oh, I got my drink cup and my water cup. That's how I'm gonna be good in the morning cup. They closed Norma Jeans. That's a historical spot. Yo, your boy Claude came up to Baltimore. He's like, yo, meet me at the club. I was like, all right, what club? He's like, Norma Jeans. I'm like, all right, where is it? He gave me the address. I didn't know what Norma Jeans was. I didn't know. I'm not from here. I get in a club after getting pat down. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, what the hell? And I'm standing on the corner on the wall, texting Claude like, yo, where are you? He's like, oh, I'm on my way. I'm X number of minutes away. I'm all right. So I'm just chilling. I had this girl come up to me. She was like, hey, how you doing? I was like, I'm good. She was like, oh, what, you don't like small boobies? I said, no, actually I don't. She stormed off. Just being honest. Marlon said I stopped going to the Shaky Club because I got sick. As a man, I know and I look better than the women there. Like, hell, why am I paying you? You know. There's some ugly looking dudes with good paying jobs. That's why those clubs exist. Because they ugly, but they have decent paying jobs. Ooh. I don't mean to laugh, but Jimmy said, went to a training class in Mississippi one time, and it took us to a bar, and the dancers were all little people. Said, I swear, it was hilarious. Look, Angel said, went to one in Miami, and everyone had everything fake. They were all touching on me, not believing I was all real. Yeah, you know what? That's some people's cup of tea. That's definitely not mine. Silicone parts are made for toys. That's something Sir Mix-a-Lot got right. I'm getting a little bit more water and some more ice. And we're about to call it a night in a second. For some of you guys who have been here for when I got this distiller, I do actually use it and use it to distill water for my ice maker. I mean, among other things, but that was what I said I was going to do with it in the video, and I do. And it works really well for that. Takes a few hours to distill about a gallon of water. Oh my goodness. Marlon said, no, I'm good. I did have to tell one of the shaky girls that her child is crawling across the stage looking for you. Look. No judgment. What in the world? I am doing my daughter a disservice. This, can y'all see that? Do you see that right there? She labeled Pennsylvania as Georgia. Oh boy. I don't even know what she has. Delaware as New. No, that's as Connecticut. I think she might have Georgia is correct. She has Virginia labeled as South Carolina. Texas is right. California is right. Alaska and Hawaii are right. Florida's right. We're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to talk. Be like, when we leave from Maryland, what's the next state we going to? She gonna say Virginia, because we know going up and down the road. Alright. Okay, guys, I am going to go ahead. Angela said, I remember that map. I got all right, except I called Pennsylvania Philly. Well, fine. Jack said, Dash, when you get 60, you will buy stock and fake. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm gonna have fake knees, fake hips. Look, I probably couldn't put all 50 names on states correctly either. Get off her, and then California, Florida, Texas, and 40 others. So yeah. Definitely. I mean, I know a fair amount of states. Like, I'm really good with geography. especially the states that I've been to and through, you know. So I'm looking at Washington, Oregon, California, Idaho, Nevada, Colorado. Jack said, later, people, have a safe one, Dash. Thank you. You do the same. North Dakota, South Dakota. Which states are the four corners? One of those is like Iowa. Texas, Oklahoma. Arkansas, Louisiana. Alabama, Louisiana. Oh, wait, I said Louisiana twice. Alabama. There's Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, Nebraska. I know Nebraska's over there somewhere. Oh, man. Look at the big brain on Brad. Yes, indeed. It's from a movie, Angela. It's from a movie. Now, if you don't know what movie, Angela, I might just have to disown you. Like, good night, Jimmy. He said, okay, guys, have a great rest of the week. Later, Dash. Yes, indeed, Jimmy. Be easy. Angela. It is from an iconic movie. If you've ever heard my phone ring, you know what movie this is from. Angela, I'm just gonna No. So don't post the movie. Don't post the movie, Marlon. We're gonna let her lament for a little while. Let her think about it. She doesn't know. She doesn't know. Don't post what movie it is. Just don't do it. Bumpy. Yo, you don't post either, okay? Do not post what movie it is. Because then she'll double back and look back at the comments like, oh, this movie. Don't give her any hints. Don't give her any clues. We're going to make her wait until next week before we say what it is. I can't believe it. Anyway, I guess we're gonna go ahead and end it there. Marlon said, "This is sad. It's a classic." Indeed. But you know, not everybody. I don't even know what to say. Not everybody has culture, Marlon. How about that? Angela, definitely not culture. Google said Pulp Fiction. You weren't supposed to search on Google. That is the correct movie, though. Now, your homework between now and next week is to watch Pulp Fiction. And to answer this question, what does Wynton Marsalis look like? Okay? All right, Angela. And don't go out and Google that. Okay? Don't. Because if you do, I will ask you a bunch of other questions from the movie Pulp Fiction. Ones that you will have to have watched the movie in order to know. Okay? Gosh. Come on. Exactly, Marlon. No, that is not what it's there for. Marlon said Angela is cheating. Yes, she is cheating. That's what it's there for. No. No, it is not. All right. I was definitely about to Google that. I got to dedicate some time to watch it. Yes, Pulp Fiction is a quotable. Like Pulp Fiction is probably like 60 to 75% quotable. It is one of those movies, and it is such a good movie. It is a Quentin Tarantino movie. So I'm just going to leave it at that. It is a Quentin Tarantino movie. You will not be disappointed. Like, it's a good movie. Like, a fantastic movie. You could still watch it again. Actually, and you know what? I did the whistle. The whistle that I did was not from Pulp Fiction. It was from Kill Bill, which is another great movie that you should watch. Angela says she's not a Quentin Tarantino fan. This explains why you were vegetarian or pescatarian. This explains it. It explains it. I want to say maybe you will enjoy Pulp Fiction, but goodness gracious. I mean, I'm not a Quentin Tarantino fan. I've got nothing. I'm not a fan of Harlem Nights either, which so many people told me to watch. Oh my gosh. I'm starting to question if we're even still related, Angela, like for real. Did not like Harlem Nights? Wow. Marlon said Kill Bill 2 was a lot better than Kill Bill Volume 1, actually. Marlon, you still like wrestling. Wrestling. Angela said I watched the Kill Bills and the best thing was Uma Thurman because she's tall. My goodness. Hey, Marla said, I'm about to call the police on you, Angela. Watch Pulp Fiction and send me a text message after you finish watching Pulp Fiction. Please and thank you. Shout out to Bumpy. Too much gore? What? Are you kidding me? Bruh, that wasn't gory at all. God, you thought Kill Bill had gore in it? Oh my goodness. What are you not allowed to watch any movies over PG-13? Oh my goodness. First Love said good night everyone. Yes, good night everyone. Angela says she's gonna have to watch Pulp Fiction in chunks. Oh my my goodness. Alright, I'm gonna go to bed and wish that Angela had seen those movies. Anyway, if there are other movies you think Angela should see, maybe we can turn this into a segment and talk about it on the last couple of minutes of the live stream next and in the coming weeks. So, my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end it. You take great care. Angela says, same here. Good night. Eyes are blurring. Love you, cuz. Love you, too. You be easy. I'll talk to you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. If you have not already, hit that thumbs up button. And if you've made it to the end and you are a replayer or replay watcher, type replay gang down in the comments. Really do appreciate you. It really does help my channel. It helps these videos. And most importantly, it makes me feel good about myself for doing these videos. Hope you like me making myself dinner tonight. And if you want to see more of that, then come on back for more live streams in the future. Thanks again. And as always, this is Dash, and I'm gone.